Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, guru, mentor, facilitator, preacher, one and all. And this is the one-stop destination that is English Gurukul, the Odyssey of education or the edifice of education, right? So let's start growing, let's start blossoming, let's start blooming, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. All right, give me a moment. All right. So now Jennifer's Tigers is what we are gonna cover in today's session, right? So it's written by Adrian Rich, right? And we are gonna cover again the explanation part. The stanza portion I want you guys to cover, right? So let's cover the explanation part, right? So Jennifer's tigers prance and move across a screen or panel. The poet describes them as bright colored like the shining golden yellow jewel topaz. So topaz is a precious stone. It's yellow in color, right? They are free inhabitants, that is free dwellers, free they're free inhabitants, right? Free dwellers of the green forests and are not scared of men. So tigers aren't scared of men standing under the tree. Right? These tigers move about with grace, elegance and confidence, and they move about with grace, elegance and confidence. Aunt Jennifer's tigers are not real or living tigers. This is something very important and you all must be knowing, right? They are images created by her on tapestry. So they are images created, basically they are woven, right? Aunt Jennifer, who is held captive by oppressive hand of a patriarchal society, or who is in who is clutched in the shackles of patriarchy, let's say that. So creates in her art an alternate world of freedom. So she creates an alternate world of freedom. The tigers represent her dreams, her desire to be free from constant fear of oppression that govern her life. Right? These majestic and fearless tigers also represent, they represent or present a sharp contrast to Aunt Jennifer herself, because she was timid, she couldn't express herself in terms of in terms of her marriage. But we get to see that how through her creations these majestic and fearless tigers also present a sharp. So they stand in contrast to what were the traits of Aunt Jennifer. And the tigers were bold, she was timid, she was afraid of her husband, but the tigers were not, right? So that's what we are gonna have a look over here, and you must be knowing. So I'm not going to elaborate more, but you should be knowing. So in the second stanza, Aunt Jennifer appears to be creating beautiful images of the tigers by using wools. Basically she's weaving, right? She's weaving, but she finds it quite hard to pull even the ivory needle. She is so terrorized and tortured that she is unable to carry the weight of the wool. So basically she is terrorized and she is tortured by the constraints of the marriage because of her husband. She is afraid, as I have mentioned before. So she, her fingers are fluttering, that is, her fingers are shaking, trembling, So the uncle's wedding band seems heavy on her hand. So we get to see that the wedding band. So let's say this is the wedding band. This is the ring, if you are able to see. So for her, is it very heavy? Is it very heavy? to be wearing on your finger? No, it's not. But why is it said heavy? Because of the oppressive master slave relationship that exists in their marriage, right? So it suggests that she feels burdened with her marital responsibilities. Through this stanza, the poet wants to convey the fact that a woman throughout her lifetime works to glorify her husband, but she feels so much subjugated that the marital bond becomes a burden on her. This is also the reality of Aunt Jennifer's life. Then we come on to stanza 3. Just read stanza 3. I'll be giving you the explanation part. So the final stanza, it reveals a sad truth. The poet says that even death will not be able to release Aunt Jennifer from the trauma she had to undergo during her lifetime. So it's basically that even death will, even if she like she has died now, she is no more, but even after that after her death, she would be she will have to undergo the kind of trauma that she underwent while she was alive, because she's still ringed in the ordeals she was mastered by, right? Let's say that. So her life will be a story of her ordeals, and so her life, if we study her life, we'll get to know that her life is a story which is talking about the ordeals, that is the problems, the obstacles, the traumatic experiences, and the oppression that she was basically subjected to. However, the tigers created by her will be eternal. However, the tigers that she had woven, they will stay eternal. Clear? So they will always be proud and unafraid, and they will always be proud and unafraid because they weren't afraid of the men. In fact, they were so brave that they could they were not afraid by men. Like so the only bold figure or masculine figure that could encounter or that wasn't afraid of men was a tiger, right? Therefore she had woven those symbols. So they will always be proud and unafraid. Here we get a glimpse of an oft-quoted conventional theme in poetry, that art endures beyond human life, that how art outlives the artist. That's what I would say, right? That's how I would put it into, right? So into words, right? So perhaps the poet wants to say that the women themselves are creating these tigers. They need to break their shackles and be unafraid like the tigers themselves. One more thing that can be inferred or derived from the poem is that Aunt Jennifer, who for long has borne the miseries she was subjected to, now longs for freedom from dominance and male chauvinism, right? So remember we discussed about language chauvinism in that means one language dominating the other language in chapter number 1, that is the last lesson, which was written by Alphonse Daudet, right? Herein we are talking about male chauvinism, which means patriarchal society, which means male dominated society, right? Where male dominates and male is considered to be superior counterpart to female, right? Alright, so with this we come to the end of this session. So I hope you liked it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Just give me a second. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. and I would be more than happy, more than elated to help you guys. If you have any queries, if you have any inquiries, you can let me know in the comment section below, right? So with this, let's all learn together, let's all grow together, let's all evolve together, right? Happy learning, and please share, right? Sharing is caring, so do share my videos with your friends as well, so that all of you, we all form a community wherein we can study, right, and grow together, right? Alright, this is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off. Bye bye. Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.